Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the first chapter from your Hornbill book, and the title is The Portrait of a Lady by Khushwant Singh. You must have heard the name of the man Khushwant Singh. He is no more now. He was an Indian writer writing in English, and he has written very beautiful stories explaining the human relationships. In the present story, The Portrait of a Lady, what do you mean by the portrait? Someone may say it's a picture, a photograph. Portrait is a sketch made with the help of pencil without any colors, is known as the portrait. But I would like to say, is my personal opinion, the chapter should be the pen portrait of a lady. What do you mean by the pen portrait? I'll explain it afterwards when we'll finish the chapter, because only then you will be able to understand what I mean to say the pen portrait of a lady. But presently in the title it shows that Khushwant Singh has tried to sketch a portrait of a lady who is his grandmother. In The Portrait of a Lady, Khushwant Singh has given an account of his grandmother. He draws a lifelike sketch, a lifelike portrait. She was very old, her face was wrinkled, her hair was white. It was hard to believe that once she had been young and pretty. His grandfather's pictures hung above the mantelpiece. You know what is a mantelpiece? Mantelpiece is a place in the drawing room. Commonly you must have seen in the hill stations that in the drawing room there is a place where they make fire to save themselves, to protect themselves from the cold. They make fire, and above that fireplace there is a shelf on which they place the decorative material, the things. This is known as the mantelpiece. In the drawing room he wore a big turban. His clothes were loose. He looked at least 100 years old. It was hard to believe that he had once a wife or children. The photograph of the grandfather shows that he is too old. Obviously, the one who is old must have been young at some time in the life, and he had a wife, he had children. Only then he had got the grandchildren. Khushwant Singh's grandmother was a short lady. She was fat and slightly bent. She couldn't walk straight. She hobbled, move about the house. She had to keep one hand on her waist. It was just to balance her stoop. In the old days, you must have seen the people used to bend forward. There's a stoop. In other, she held a rosary with which you count the name of God, which you call mala. Rosary in the hand. She was always telling the beads. Telling the bead means doing that puja part and all that. Her lips constantly moved in prayer. She put on white clothes. Her silver locks scattered over her pale, weak face. She looked like snowy mountain in the winter. Because she used to wear white clothes, she has white hair as if she is a winter landscape in the mountain. She was a picture of peace and contentment. Contentment means satisfaction. She was very old. Perhaps she could not have looked older. That means it was the extreme to be older. Nobody can get older than this. It was extreme being old. She looked the same for the last 20 years since the Khushwant Singh knows his grandmother. She looks like the same. Khushwant Singh and his grandmother were good friends because they both used to live in the village. His parents went to the city. They left him with her in the village. She took good care of him. As a grandmother, she used to look after Khushwant Singh. She used to wake him up in the morning, get him ready for school. She said her morning prayers in sing-song manner. Wherever she is busy in the work, all the time she used to pray to the God. Her lips used to move. She hoped that he would learn by heart. He liked her voice because she used to sing very melodiously, but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch his wooden slate, which you know as takti. She had already washed it and plastered it with yellow chalk, which is called gachi. She would take an earthen ink pot and a reed pen. She would then tie them up in a bundle like a school bag and hand it over to him. She would give him thick stale chapatis. It is the fashion in the village. People used to have the breakfast of the stale chapatis they make in the night and eat it in the morning with little butter and sugar spread on it. It was his breakfast. She carried several stale chapatis for her with the village dogs. But we have come to know from this that she was a religious lady. Her one hand is all the time busy in telling the beads of the rosary, and the second thing is she is a very kind-hearted lady. Daily she used to give the chapatis to the village dogs. Her grandmother always went to school with him. Why? The school was attached to the temple. The priest taught the children the alphabet and the morning prayer. Such type of education was there in the village. The pandit used to teach the alphabet, then prayers, then how to sing the prayers. The children sat in two rows in the veranda on left and right side. They would sing the alphabet together. The grandmother sat inside the temple. She would read the holy books. I told you she was a religious minded lady. She used to tell the beads of the rosary in one hand. Then she used to sing the prayers. Now she used to read the scriptures. Scriptures are known as the holy books like Gita, Ramayana and all that. Then they would walk back home together. The village dog would gather at the door temple because they are habitual. They know that she will give them the chapatis. They threw chapatis to them. The dogs would growl and fight with each other. What for? Not to attack at Khushwant Singh or the grandmother, but to get those stale chapatis. The fight with each other